Yo, what's up guys? It's Bluestone, and before I get into today's video, let me just say that literally 100% of y'all who watch my videos are not subscribed. And it would be greatly appreciated if you like and subscribe because it would really help on my channel. Now let's get into the video.
It's Bluestone is making another Nintendo video? At least it isn't Zelda.
What? Nintendo has existed for a very long time, 100 years in fact. And over the years they have made many different consoles, and one of the most iconic ones they've ever made was the GameCube. Despite its poor sales, yeah, this thing only sold a bit over 15 million. This console was home to many iconic games such as The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Luigi's Mansion, and of course Super Mario Sunshine. It is both iconic and infamous all at once, and you wonder why. Well, let me tell you something. Super Mario Sunshine is infamous for many reasons. Its gameplay was considered janky, and it apparently had bad level design, and among other things. Today's video, I'll be going over Super Mario Sunshine and see why people say the game is bad. Come to my own conclusion. Mario Sunshine surprisingly plays differently from Mario 64. Mario has no long jump, and also he just moves really weirdly in this game. He's also much faster than he was in 64. Also, the tech in this game is insane, especially because of the flood. But I'll go into detail about that in a little bit. But Mario can run, jump, do a triple jump. Mario does not have his punch kick combo from 64 though. The real meat and potatoes of Mario's moveset in this game comes from the flood. You can use the flood in multiple different ways, and the flood can allow for some crazy tech, man, like the water slide method that can increase Mario's speed by tenfold. And I'm playing on the Switch version of this game, so I have to use ZR to spray the ground and then slide and zoom. You can shoot water while either standing still or moving. I mostly just run around and shoot water because it just feels faster. You can also spin jump while using the flood, which is useful for getting rid of goop fast. Flood has 4 different nozzles: the default one, the hover nozzle, which is basically just a jetpack, and there's the rocket nozzle, which can send you very high upwards, and it's basically the hover nozzle but on super crack. And lastly, the turbo nozzle, kind of like the boost from Sonic Unleashed. It can boost you forward at high speeds. This thing is barely used throughout the entire game. Once again, Mario controls very weirdly in this game. It feels like a more slippery version of Mario 64, and sometimes it's kind of hard to avoid dying because Mario feels incredibly slippery. A lot of my deaths in this game literally came from how bad the
slipperiness in this game is.
Oh, and also the jankiness. Like, the gameplay isn't bad, but man, is it janky. Also, compared the gameplay to Mario Galaxy, and I'm gonna be real, I think Mario Sunshine plays better than Galaxy, which is probably a weird opinion, but this game feels faster and somewhat more responsive than Galaxy. You spin in Galaxy, there's like a cooldown. You can't spin for like 0.5 seconds, 1 second. It just makes the game feel unresponsive. Also, Mario's so goddamn slow in this game, man. And despite the jankiness of Mario Sunshine's gameplay, I think I really do like how it plays compared to Galaxy. Now, Mario Sunshine is probably the first Mario game to actually have a storyline. And I'm gonna be honest, I think the story of this game is somewhat better than Galaxy, because besides like a few cutscenes, Galaxy doesn't really have much of a story compared to what other people say. I don't know why people keep saying that game has a storyline. It really doesn't. I don't know why I keep comparing this game to Galaxy. Basically, the story starts like this. Mario and the gang, except for Luigi, unfortunately, because busy with his mansion.
Hey, Mario!
Go to Isle Delfino, and there's goop everywhere. And then Mario finds the flood and cleans up the airport, but then he gets arrested because he got framed, and bro literally could not defend himself in court because they just want him gone. Also, man, the cutscenes in this game look weird. They kind of remind me of SFM animations. But you end up having to clean the statue here, and then you learn that it was Shadow Mario who framed him, and then he tries to kidnap Peach, but after you spray him enough, he'll just give up and run away. I don't know what's wrong with my game, but this guy never goes down easily. Even when I hit him directly with the water, it just doesn't hit him for some reason. Anyway, the first level of the game is Bianco Hills. Each stage in this game has like 8 sprites, assigned sprites in them, but 7 of them are mandatory, which kind of sucks, to be honest. Bianco Hills is not a bad level. It's just kind of basic, and it's somehow more basic than Mario 3D World's first level. There really isn't much in this level, but the main attraction of the level is the windmill. And this level also introduces introduces a bunch of stuff like the no flood stages, which are these crazy stages that have Roblox obby tier level design. I haven't played Roblox in years, so I don't know what obbies look like now. A lot of these stages are just kind of awful, especially later ones. But Bianco Hills also introduces boss battles, and there's 2 boss battles in this level, and both of them are fudging PD Piranha. The first one is boring and sucks. All you have to do is shoot water into his mouth whenever he opens it and ground pound his belly. This kind of seems weird, to be honest. Second version has you wake him up and then he will just fly away. Yeah, they fly now.
They fly now.
So the second fight is somewhat more challenging. You just shoot him with water and then he will fall down, you know, walk away from him a little bit so that he doesn't hit you with a tornado. Wait for him to open his mouth and then shoot him in the mouth and then ground pound and then rinse and repeat. Yeah, this boss is still incredibly easy. Now I want to talk about the best level in the game, Rico Harbor. This level is really good except for the red coin mission. This one sucks. But unlike Bianco Hills, Rico Harbor has only 1 no flood stage and only 1 boss fight. Well, never mind, it has 2 boss fights. And yeah, it's the same boss fight twice, just like Bianco Hills. You have to fight this dang squid 3 times, and it's the same fight every time. The third version of this fight is not until later. But for this boss, you have to brutally rip off the squid's arms and then grab its lip thing and send it packing, and then you do it again and again. You like racing? Well, you sure aren't gonna like racing on a blooper. Yeah, the controls for this sucks, and the red coin one is even worse. I nearly got a game over because of how many times I accidentally hit a wall. Now, the race was much easier. I only hit a wall once, and somehow the race felt way better to control for some reason. Now, Gelato Beach is the 3rd level, and it's all right. It could be better. This level is just a beach, and there's not much to it. I do like the fight against the Cataquacks on the mirrors. That was pretty neat. And the battle against the giant Wiggler was also pretty good. Oh, yeah, this level also introduces this dude named Ilfantissimo? No, Ilpiantissimo? Yeah, he's basically just this game's version of Koopa the Quick. You race to the flag just like Koopa the Quick. And also, this guy is a human dressed like a Pianta. He is one of the rare humans in the Super Mario series. Well, humans built like Mario and Luigi. Are they rare? I don't really know, man. Also, this level has one of the most infamous side stages ever. The Sandbird. I beat it in 1 try. People always hate the Sandbird, but the Sandbird, it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, it is just another badly designed side stage. So the story continues after this point, where Shadow Mario kidnaps Peach and takes a speedboat to level 4, which is Peanut Park, and he whips out a mech. When did Bowser have the time to put a mech in Peanut Park? Well, this is probably the best boss in the game, and also just one of the best Mario bosses in general. So you ride on this roller coaster, and you gotta collect these rockets and shoot them at Mecha Bowser's head. He'll also occasionally shoot bullet bills at you, and you can destroy him with the flood. This boss isn't all that difficult, but it 100% is the best boss in the game by a long shot. And after beating Mecha Bowser, it's revealed that Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr. And this was his first appearance in the series, and then he just leaves with Princess Peach and goes to Corona Mountain. So now let me talk about Peanut Park as a level, and it's fine. But I don't think it's that good of a level, but the Yoshi go-around secret mission was a pretty good one. Also because you have to get an orange Yoshi and put into the missing slot on the merry-go-round. Too bad you actually can't use Yoshi in the no flood stage. Also, there's a boss stage, a mini boss stage, which has another no flood stage, and it's a Monty Mole in a tank. Monty Mole's in a tank is like a weird thing in this series for some reason. I don't know why they're always in tanks. Ugh, Noki Bay. I hate this level, dude. But that's probably because I hate water levels in general. Noki Bay is very boring, and it has a reused boss. Yes, the Gooper Blooper. It's the same boss from before with no changes. Now, there is some interesting stuff in this level, like the red coins level where you go inside of a bottle for some reason. I don't know why you have to do that. Now, the main boss of the level is also pretty interesting. You have to fight a giant eel and clean its teeth using the flood to help get rid of plaque and ease the pain on its teeth. Well, after beating the boss, the flood will say some words of wisdom, you know, please take care of your teeth, and you know, he's not wrong. It's not ridiculous to say that. Okay, so my second favorite level is here, Serena Beach, and it has the best mission as the first one, the Manta Storm. Now, the Manta Storm is a very funny mission because you just go up to the dude from the hotel and he's just like, oh no, they're back, and then these weird shadows shadowy manta rays just spawn, and also they just spawn lightning goop for some reason. And why do they even exist? The game doesn't even give you context either. You just get more questions than answers, to be honest. So you gotta spray them with water, and the more you spray them, the more they just split. This is technically a boss fight and definitely one of the stranger ones in the franchise. And also, yeah, the hotel owner, we gotta give him the most suspicious hotel owner award, because there's no reason for this man to act so suspicious about his hotel. And oh yeah, the hotel gets haunted by ghosts twice, and the second one is much worse. Actually, 3 times. And also, I like the Luigi's Mansion reference in here.
Say that again?
Oh yeah, but yeah, the 3rd time the hotel gets haunted is because of King Boo. King Boo is the 2nd boss of this level, and this is the worst boss in the game, especially since this boss relies on RNG. Why would you do that?
Why did you make me play this?
Of course, it's a freaking casino. Nintendo loves these goddamn things.
Let's go gambling!
Anyway, this boss is bad. You have to throw a chili pepper on his tongue and throw a fruit at him, and that's literally it. But you have to get lucky to actually get the fruits 3 times in a row. This is literally the reason why speedrunners hate this boss, and I'm not joking. So the final normal level of the game is Pianta Village, and this level is pretty good. For someone who actually hates this level, but this village is somewhere on Isle del Fino. I don't know where, but this village is like on top of a tree or mountain. I don't fudging know, man. This level has a lot of chain chomp related missions for some reason. You gotta give the chomplets a bath by grabbing their chain and launching them into a pool of water. That has to be some type of animal abuse. And it's a similar case to the last one with a big chain chomp. Instead of launching the mother clucker, you gotta drag it into a bath. Less abusive than the other one. Now, this mission is pretty crazy. The entire village is on fire. Well, covered with fire goop. And your flood gets stolen as well. So you gotta get to the mayor. He's on top of this mushroom, which is also on top of this platform where the flood is. I don't know how you get on top of it the normal way, so I just use the speedrun method, which involves covering oneself with water and then doing a spin jump and spread water everywhere. By doing this, you can get rid of enough goop to jump here and get the flood back. And now the collision on the mushroom is weird as heck, which makes it hard to get up there though. Also, you just help the mayor and the mission is over. No having to clean up the goop at all. But once again, you have to fight Shadow Mario for the last time, and then Isle del Fino just gets fudging flooded. Yeah, the entire place gets flooded, and there's no context for this either. It just happens. And now you gotta chase Shadow Mario to the worst level in the game, Corona Mountain. This level isn't even hard. It's just badly designed. I beat this level in 2 minutes, bro.
So nice.
Also, this level kind of reminds me of Metal Gear Rising, where they just give up on the final mission, and it had like 2 rooms, and then you fight the final battle. Corona Mountain is very similar to that. Anyway, it's time to fight Bowser.
Mario! How dare you disturb my family vacation?
Why does he sound like that in this game? This is probably the easiest Bowser fight ever. Just use the rocket nozzle and super ground pound like 5 times, and boom, it's finished. And everyone just plunges to the ground. Also, the flood fudging dies. There was no build up to this either. It just happens. It's like a lot of things in this game. It just happens for some reason. Yeah, that's the end of Mario Sunshine. So, why do people hate this game? Well, probably because this game has some very poorly designed aspects, such as, number 1, the no flood stages. As I mentioned earlier, these stages kind of suck, bro. Some of them aren't bad, but there aren't many of those. Like I said before, many of these feel like Roblox obbies, and it's just not fun. A lot of them can also just be painfully basic, though, or just have really bad platforming design. Number 2, blue coins. The blue coins are everywhere rare in this game, and there's like 200 of them or something. And people hate getting these, especially since you need them to 100% the game. And also, a lot of them are just hard to get for no reason, man. They also just exist to pad out the game. Number 3, it's very fudging repetitive. Now, I can't even disagree with this point. A lot of the music in this game is just the same song, but rearranged. And also, some missions just blend into one another, and it's basically the same aesthetic in every level. It feels as if they turned a beach world from a Mario game into an entire video game. And that's probably the best way to describe it. Number 4, the game is broken. According to a lot of stuff I've read about this game, people say it's broken, and yeah, it kind of is. It's pretty glitchy and buggy in a few areas, but honestly, I don't find it as a bad thing. The brokenness of this game actually makes it kind of fun, especially with some of the wacky movement stuff you can do in this game. So, is Super Mario Sunshine bad? No, not really. This game is just a very interesting case of a Mario game being alright at best, and actually one of the first to do it. In my opinion, however, I don't think it's bad. I think it was pretty good. Probably not as good as something like Mario Galaxy, though. Personally, I do think Mario Galaxy is a bit overrated, and I think Mario Odyssey is a better game in my opinion. And also, it is a much faster game than Galaxy, so that's a plus. Mario Sunshine doesn't really have a lot going for it, unfortunately. And I kind of agree with a lot of the points people make about this game. Like, man, when I was working on this video, I was really starting to get bored of this game. And all of the missions started to just blend in, and I was ready to be done with this game. Once again, I don't hate Mario Sunshine. I actually like this game. But even I have to admit that this game has its problems, and it's got quite a few. If I were to rate Super Mario Sunshine, I would rate it a simple 7.2 out of 10. By the way, one review that I actually regret doing was Kazan. And what I mean is that I rated that game way too low. I think that game was actually a clean 8.5 out of 10, not a 7.9. What was I thinking? Well, that's about it for me, dog. I'm out of here.